Wild how a brand new house magically becomes affordable the second taxpayers are forced to cover the bill. Working people grind for years, and Section 8 hands out mansions like prizes.
Guess now, since all the funding and all that's being cut for Section 8 and food stamps and people are trying to get rid of it, I'm going to have to say goodbye to my 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. That means I won't get to hang out in my jacuzzi instead of going to work. And I only pay $300 a month for this place. Y'all know how ridiculous that is, that I'm going to have to go get a job and I won't be able to rely on Section 8 to live in my little mansion I got going on over here? Y'all need to figure it out, because this ain't going to work for me.
Imagine losing a free 4 bedroom house and a jacuzzi and acting like it's some human rights violation. When luxury comes from the government, reality feels like punishment.
All right, new Section 8 low-income housing guidelines that are going to piss you off and leave all of us homeless. So, if you were on Section 8 or you want to get on Section 8 and you have school-aged children and you are not married, and you have school-aged children, while they are in school, to stay on Section 8, you have to get a full-time job working a minimum of 35 hours a week. Okay, that's your first option. There's only 2 options, by the way. That's your first option. Or the second option is you have to volunteer for a minimum of 15 hours a week. Okay, their choice. They tell you where you volunteer, and you have to volunteer 15 hours a week on top of their work program that you have to pay $40 a month for, okay, out of pocket. That's another 25 hours a week. So 25 hours a week for their work program, okay, on top of 15 hours of community service, or you have to get a full-time job. And then once you get that full-time job, you'll be kicked off because you're making too damn much. Okay, so pretty much they're taking Section 8 away, okay? They are putting us out on the streets. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I can't go get a job. I have 6 kids. Where are we going to go? And I'm not doing community service. And I'm not doing your freaking work program. And then we have to pay $40 for the work program. I am so pissed I can't even talk. This is freaking nuts.
They swear everyone will be homeless the moment Section 8 tightens up, maybe because they built their entire life on never standing on their own. When the government stops carrying them, the panic hits louder than the reality they've avoided.
My Section 8 posts ruffled a few feathers around here. But what's pissing me off, TikTok, every time I clap back to one of these smart, dumb motherfuckers up under my post, I'm noticing they throwing violations. I got one girl talking about her own mama. Bless her heart, baby, because you need prayer. I don't care what your mama is. I had one individual come out in such vulgar language. Last time I checked, bitch, I'm a grown-ass woman. Bitch. But yeah, that Section 8 post got a lot of y'all a little upset. Oh well, who gonna do me something?
Only on Section 8 do people brag about living on government housing and then act shocked when others call it out. Pride in dependency isn't confidence, it's delusion.
I personally don't agree with a lot of things Trump is saying, but this one specific thing makes sense to me. To all the people that's on Section 8, he is giving y'all 2 years to get on your feet. Trump said stop being dependent and become independent. I agree. I'm not no hating ass bitch. I'm not knocking nobody's situation. But if you really think about it, Section 8 is only to assist you to get on your feet. Section 8 is a stepping stone to get you on your feet. Section 8 is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Government assistance is not something you should depend on for the rest of your life. Keyword, assistance, to assist you. Y'all done got too comfortable. There's people that's been on Section 8 for like 10 plus years. That's a long time. Within that amount of time, you should have a lot of money saved up in your bank account, in your savings account. Y'all too busy buying the newest shoes, buying the hottest cars, trying to keep up with the trend, buying designer purses, buying designer clothes, but you're in public housing. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. Let that sink in. If you can buy designers, you can pay your house rent without assistance. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of single mothers out here also that need those type of assistance. But if you just comfortably living off Section 8 and don't care, that's crazy to me. That's the reason why nobody else can get in, because y'all be on Section 8 for years. Y'all not thinking outside the box. Y'all being so dependent. Stop being so dependent and let's become independent.
The second someone tells Section 8 isn't forever, the outrage starts. Crazy how a 2-year limit feels like oppression when the deal was never meant to be permanent in the first place.
All right, so this is the first year that I've heard of the guidelines for Section 8 changing. So now, if you are a parent with a child under 18 years of age, you either have to be working 40 hours minimum per week, or you have to be declared disabled and receiving some type of SSI or whatever. So a lot of people are going to lose their housing. A lot of people are going to be losing their housing, it sounds like. People who have relied on these programs for housing with 5+ kids, they're going to lose their housing because of this new whatever that's gone into effect. That's going to put a lot of people on the streets. And didn't something just go into effect that you can't be homeless too? What a domino effect.
Section 8 was supposed to be temporary help, but people turned it into a lifestyle. Now the second that safety net gets pulled back, the entitlement kicks in, and suddenly everyone's a victim.
Here is the latest update on the Section 8 2-year time limit proposal and how it is being affected by the government, who's really literally dragging their feet. The deadline is September 30th. Let's get into it. So what's happening right now? Congress has not passed the FY 2026 budget yet, and the government is still on track to shut down at midnight September 30th unless the deal is reached. The Trump administration's for FY 2026 budget proposal includes a 2-year time limit on Section 8 and other federal housing programs for able-bodied adults. Elderly and disabled tenants would be exempt. This proposal is not yet a law. It's part of the budget bill that still needs to be passed by Congress. What the proposal will do, if passed: cap Section 8 assistance at 2 years for most adults, replace federal vouchers with state block grants, giving states control over rental assistance programs. I'm going to say that again. Replace federal vouchers with state-run block grants, giving states control over rental assistance programs. Impose work requirements, which we know 20+ hours a week for able-bodied adults under 62. Demand citizenship verification from all public housing authorities, which we know that is happening now, which that's going to wrap up. And what's going to be the impacts of the government shutdown? If Congress doesn't pass the budget or continue with a resolution, HUD will operate with a skeleton staff. New Section 8 applications, renewals, and funding could be delayed or paused. Expiring contracts like PBRA and HAP agreements may not be renewed if the shutdown lasts more than 30 years. So if you're in the shelter and you're getting a Section 8 voucher, or you got called off the waiting list, or you have a transfer, anything that you have to do from a Section 8 perspective is going to be paused and nothing is going to be done. So it is insane. They're really trying to kick people off Section 8 after 2 years, even if they're working and they still can't afford rent. Trump's budget wants states to decide who gets help housing the most states. And most states don't care about poor people. Let's face it, most states do not care about poor people. It's just really, really ridiculous. And I hope that you guys take this seriously. That's why I say, pay your portion, don't fuck up. Section 8 is a blessing. If Congress don't act by September 30th, HUD shuts down. No renewals, no vouchers. Serious.
Every time Section 8 changes, the same people start screaming like the world is ending. If a policy update can shake your entire life, maybe the problem isn't the rules, it's the dependency.
This lady is getting kicked off Section 8. She got 6 kids and she has to pay $1,100 in a day. I guess she ain't worked a job in like 13 years. And she said she's not going to go work a job. But she has 6 kids. And she was on Section 8. And her landlord came and told her, like, hey, by the 1st, you need to come up with $1,100 because they're no longer covering your Section 8. $1,100 by the next day is insane. But also saying that you will never go back to work again is even more crazy. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to have to do what I got to do for my family. I feel like it gets to a point. I feel like at that point, you're kind of abusing the whole purpose of Section 8. I feel like it's a temporary thing, not a permanent thing. And the fact that she was on there for 13 years is just like, okay. Granted, 6 kids is a lot. But within those 13 years, there should have been some type of plan or some type of end game to like getting your life back on track. You know what I mean? I don't want to judge anybody's situation because I know things happen, stuff happens, but 13 years and then to turn around and say, I'm not going to ever work a job is like, okay. Because I don't even have kids and I can't get on Section 8 and I can't get food stamps and I can't get all of these assistance things, but I work every single day, day in and day out. So it's just kind of like, to just see somebody get on this app and be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to ever work. Like, it's kind of a slap in the face.
13 years, 6 kids, and not a single job. Now she's shocked Section 8 finally tapped out. If you treat benefits like a career, don't cry when you get fired.
Man, I never thought we would live in a time where people glorify being on Section 8 and welfare as they do in this new generation. So that just tells me that your parents, your mama, didn't teach you better. So, ladies, just some real education. You know, I've been on welfare. I've had to utilize food stamps, the medical card. I never got Section 8. I never got any child support. I just utilized it as a stepping stone. My husband put us in a position to where he lost his job, and I found myself as a stay-at-home mom turning to the welfare system to help me. One thing I learned quickly is I don't want these people up in my business. I don't like to sit down there. I don't like to bring paperwork down there. I don't like to have to do anything that requires me to sit and waste my time just to get free assistance. I would rather carry my ass to work, because one thing that a lot of these kids aren't taught by their mothers, when you get Section 8 and you get food stamps, that's short term. Those kids grow up and then you're ass out. So it's always best to get a job and handle your business as ladies, because that's what we're supposed to do.
She used assistance to survive, not to stun, and that's the difference. The problem isn't needing help, it's the people who turn government aid into a personality and call it success.
Y'all, lady just received 10 years for lying on her Section 8 application. Lied. Now, don't ask me how she did it, but she was on Section 8 for 3 years before they caught on to her. This woman done got 10 years. Now imagine lying to provide a stable environment for your kids. Just to provide a stable environment for your kids. And now you can't even be a part of your kids' life. Y'all, I think more people should be disciplined for lying on paper. Stop putting yourself in situations where you have to be taken away from your kids. It's like people was going to go get them stimulus checks. It's like people was going to go get lying on a food stamp application. That's a federal crime. Lady, you lied on your Section 8 application in order to get a place to live, and now you have to go spend 10 years of your life in federal prison? Y'all, this is heartbreaking, man. It's too many women out here, man, single as it is, and the fathers is absent. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
10 years for lying on Section 8, that's not harsh. That's the bill finally coming due. When you treat fraud like a hustle, don't be shocked when the system treats you like a criminal.
Not pissing me off with this whole Section 8 situation. Fuck you and fuck Trump. Being so dead ass right now. But let me get into it. Everybody talking about they agree with the whole him changing it for certain people. Not all of us are fucking using the government. Some of us actually need fucking help. How about our pay go the fuck up and prices go the fuck down? Ever thought about that? The people that's talking this shit sound like y'all was born in fucking wealth. Born and fucking spoiled and shit. Not all of us was born into fucking money, bro. Stay at a fucking steady ass level so we can get our shit together. So we don't need the fucking government. How about that? Where I live at, a fucking 1-bedroom is $1,500. Fuck. The cheapest I might find 1-bedroom is maybe $1,000. And that's out the fucking hood. I have a whole 2-year-old. I work multiple jobs and still fucking struggle. I don't want to live out the goddamn hood just to fucking make it, bro. My son is already black. He's a black male. You think I want to live the fuck in the hood? I'm trying to get out the fucking hood, bitch. I was born in the hood. Pissing me off with this shit. Not all of us is using the fucking government. Understand the bitches that been on that shit for years and years and years. That's why the fucking list ain't opening up. I understand that shit. Should have been found help by now. Cool. But don't speak on everybody. Don't sit here and say that, oh, y'all all using the government for EBT and housing assistance and shit like that. Even if you want born into some money and you out here getting your own fucking money, bro. Everybody's situation is different. We all live in different places of the fucking world. Everybody got their own motherfucking prices they gotta pay. You don't know what the fuck going on with somebody else's life. Speak on what you know.
Saying people born into wealth don't understand that Section 8 isn't an excuse to live on it forever. Struggle doesn't give you a lifetime pass to free housing. It just exposes who wants help and who wants a handout.
So Trump has just announced recently that you are only given 2 years on Section 8 housing. Hey man, this is the real deal. And it's finally have came true that you only get 2 years on housing now, y'all. So for everybody who been lacking, who ain't been on top of their shit, who ain't been working, who been sitting around waiting on the government to provide for you, that's over with. You better go get you 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, hell, it don't matter. You need to be working. You need to be doing something. You need to be doing something. You got all these women sitting around all these years and ain't doing nothing with it. And it's a lot of people out here who really need it. You only need 2 years. Go get your education again. Go start your fucking career. By the time it's time for you to get off Section 8, you can have a fucking career. Do something different with your life. I completely agree. People don't need to be sitting on that shit for years, using it as a crutch to live the fucking life that everybody else out here wish they could. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comments.
He's right. If Section 8 ending in 2 years ruins your entire life, it wasn't help, it was your whole identity. At some point, the lifestyle has to end, or nothing in your life ever will.